A lot of doctors have been concerned about the proposed changes to pensions, final salary scheme and a whole load of related significant tax legislation which will have a serious detriment to the value of what is deferred pay. Quite rightly, we put to the representatives a variety of options over how to influence the government. One of these options is to ballot the members over industrial action. We heard some people saying we're concerned about a strike, which is a cessation of work. But industrial action has many different forms, ranging from the unfortunately named working without enthusiasm to a working to rule, which some people might say is merely getting your contractual entitlement. The old negotiating slogan, no pay without a PA.
Now, on the day, though, when there are various strikes around the country, many will see this as the BMA aligning itself with the more radical unions. Is that going to be the case?
The BMA and its directors are going to have to decide whether to ballot the members. That ballot will indicate what form industrial action will take. So passing this motion is not aligning ourselves with any other union, beyond merely stating we have substantial concerns about a failure of goodwill, a failure to negotiate from the government.
Will patient trust be affected if doctors are balloted on industrial action?
I don't think so. I think industrial action is something which every trade union should have as a trump card in its sleeve. Not that it has to be used. As we say in general life, it is the threat which works rather than the action.
Everybody is suffering at the moment, but then everybody in their own profession can take different action and can have different views on what will happen. So I think it's only fair for doctors, as one of those professions that will be affected, to stand up for themselves.
I think that we've proved today that we have looked very carefully at our financial scheme and that it's actually very profitable. You know, we're not trying to be unfair on the public, we're not asking for more. We've looked very carefully and proved that this is a very profitable scheme, and I don't think that's unfair at all.
I think it's inevitable that, you know, if you attack us on what is deferred salary, then you are going to harvest what you sow. It's what I hope to spend the rest of my life living off. It's attacking the standard of my life. My wife does not have a pension in that sense because she's always had the children to look after and she's not had a salaried occupation. She would live off it as well. I started late in life with a mortgage because of moving around and doing jobs and finally buying a house somewhere. So I've still got mortgage to pay off. These people are practicing ideologically based vandalism on all the core values of this society, purely for greed and profit motive.
I contributed to the debate with some new research by the BMA's pension department, which basically says someone in my position joining the NHS pension scheme under the age of 30, I'm 23, would probably be better off having a private pension as opposed to going in the NHS scheme.
So, contrary to popular opinion, the juniors do feel very interested in this subject.
Extremely, and we're the ones who will be most affected by it. It seems that the consultants and GPs are very vocal, and we're very thankful for it. Juniors do care about it. I just think we need to show just how much we care, as we will be the ones most adversely affected.
GPs as independent contractors can't abide by it. We cannot go on strike. And what is more, it is wrong. It would be wrong for council to encourage us so to do. It's illegal. So it actually doesn't apply to GPs who are independent contractors. It would, however, leave us in a very difficult position in that if our salaried assistants decided to go on strike, then that is upsetting for normal working relationships, but also makes it illegal for us to hire somebody else from, say, a local agency who chose not to be on strike to fill the work. So it could be a very difficult situation.
I am a doctor of the future, and I've never seen doctors go to strike in the UK, and that to students is unheard of, because students do like to go to strike, but we've never actually won anything as a student on strike. I mean, if you look at strikes and the student, to compare the tuition fee debate, it's been going on since 1962, and students and public have been striking for tuition fees since 1962, and nothing has ever worked. So for me, I can't see strike working, and it's not in my nature because it's not something students have been taught by looking at the peers that are older than them. However, saying that, if we're left with no option, what can we do?